What is going on, guys? It is your boy Winds of Creation, aka WOC, and I've got some Modern Warfare 2 gameplay for you guys today. This is a game I actually got into a lobby with the Loyal Patriot. I think this is from probably about a week ago. He was testing out the waters, seeing if it was good to get a stream going, or if you should do a different game. So I got put into his lobby randomly, didn't session join, ended up staying for a couple of games, and I think this is the best one out of the handful of games I played with him. I ended up getting 86 kills, and I think he ends up dropping like 74. I only get 2 AC-130s this game though, and neither of them really do anything all that spectacular. But the reason why I'm bringing you this video today isn't so much about the gameplay as it is to talk to you about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. That's right, I'm making one of those videos. I know everybody and their grandmother has either, re-uploaded the trailer to their channel, or, done a breakdown video or a parody breakdown video, but I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I know about the game so far, and what I think the game needs to succeed, and to breathe some life back into a dying series. I would like to apologize off the bat. If my microphone, if the commentary track has like pops or audio clicks or hissing or anything like that, my microphone that I use right now is a little bit screwed up. I need to get a new cable for it, but until I do that, it's gonna be making this like popping sound every now and then. I hope it's not too prevalent. I hope it doesn't bug you guys. And I also want to make a quick note that I was in a party with my friend I'd Worry, who was playing Black Ops 2 at the time. So you may hear him rage really loudly in game chat, or in the chat channel throughout the video. So just ignore that, don't pay it any mind. So anyway, without further ado, now that we're like 2 minutes in, we can get into the nitty gritty of the commentary of, what this video is really about. So as I'm sure you guys know, Call of Duty, the official Call of Duty YouTube channel, uploaded the trailer earlier today. By the time this video is actually going to go up, it's probably going to be earlier yesterday. And they did it in response to the fact that the trailer leaked on another website. So everybody has now seen the trailer. I actually want to commend either Activision or Sledgehammer. I assume that it was Activision that made the call to put the channel up, to put the trailer up on the official channel after it had leaked. I think that was a good move, and it was the right way to handle it. But anyway, yeah, so we've all seen the trailer. There was a lot of hype about Kevin Spacey. Oh, Kevin Spacey's a part of the new Call of Duty. And I think that's cool. I definitely think Kevin Spacey is a great actor. And I know that he's been trying to do a lot of new age media stuff. He's been on House of Cards with Netflix, which is, that's one of the first ever TV shows not made for TV. So I think that's just kind of what he's going for at this point, but he's definitely a big name celebrity, a big name actor. But the important thing to realize is that no amount of celebrity is going to fix a broken game. And the past few Call of Duties, really since COD 4 and onwards, have had little things. Some of them have had little things, some of them have had many big things that just really break the game, and no amount of celebrity is going to fix a broken game. And then in addition to that sentiment, we don't know how broken the game's gonna be. We don't know what the game's gonna play like at all. The trailer that we saw showcases very little actual gameplay, and the gameplay it does showcase is all from the campaign. Call of Duty is a very heavily multiplayer game. It's become a multiplayer juggernaut. I don't know anyone who buys Call of Duty for the single player. Everyone I know plays it for multiplayer. Call of Duty is a multiplayer game. Alright, we've made that point very clear. We've seen nothing of the multiplayer. The multiplayer for Call of Duty games generally doesn't get revealed until very close to the actual release date. Generally, I think a month or 2 months ahead of time is when the actual reveal is made, and that's because the game is just getting tweaked up until that point. We don't know how it's going to play online. We don't actually know anything about the multiplayer. We don't know anything about the single-player gameplay because we haven't actually been told anything. We've just seen short snippets of gameplay from the single player, interspersed with cinematic cutscene stuff that may or may not be pre-rendered. So while the reveal trailer gives us tons of stuff to speculate about, it doesn't actually give us any indication of what the game's actually going to be like. So it's definitely too early to make any kind of a judgment. Even the goofiest looking stuff in a reveal trailer can end up playing well, and the most cool looking stuff can end up being completely broken. We don't know until, someone outside of the studio has actually gotten their hands on it, and that's not going to happen for at least another half a year. And speaking of people outside of the developer studio, I think it's important to note that Sledgehammer Games is only going to be the main developer for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC versions of the game, and then Activision has contracted another developer to handle the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions of the game, which are essentially going to be demakes, ports, whatever you want to call them. And the developer they hired for that is High Moon Studios, and if you're not familiar with them, you can look them up, but they were the studio that brought us Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I have not actually played this game, but I have seen it played, and it is basically broken to the point of being a joke of a game. I don't have a lot of faith, if any, of the ports of the game. I would not recommend buying the Xbox 360 or PS3 versions until people have been able to get hands-on with it to see how good or bad it really is, because it could really go either way. Titanfall actually had a really good current-gen port to the 360 that was handled by a completely different studio, so who knows? It could still be good on current-gen consoles, although the way that Ghosts played on 360 and PS3, I highly doubt it, and I would definitely hold out on pre-ordering. And speaking of ports, let's talk about Call of Duty Ghosts for a second, and the PC version of that game, which was actually a port of the Xbox 360 version. That's right, not the Xbox One version of the game, the next-gen console that's much closer to current PCs than the console from 7 some odd years ago. No, it was a port of the Xbox 360 version with low-res textures, really shitty frame rate, and really high system requirements, just for the sake of tricking people into thinking, hey, maybe it's actually going to be demanding on my systems. Overall, it was very unoptimized and left PC players feeling alienated. And if Activision wants the Call of Duty franchise to succeed and even just continue at all, that needs to definitely not happen again. But to be fair, I think part of the reason that the PC players got such a shitty deal in Ghost was the fact that Infinity Ward was developing one game for 5 systems, I think. And they ended up not being able to meet the deadline in time. And the rumors are, which really aren't rumors, they're a lot more substantiated than just rumors, that Activision had to call in Sledgehammer, Raven, and Treyarch to finish Infinity Ward's game because they couldn't get it done by the deadline. There's no real documentation on who contributed to what parts, but I think it's safe to say that a lot of what went wrong with Ghosts was from how rushed the developers were by the publisher to meet street date. So I do kind of believe that this new 3-year cycle will definitely help the franchise to be better. It's not just a gimmicky thing, which Activision has surely been pulling a lot of gimmicks lately with these new camos and DLC packs and stuff like that, but this 3-year cycle I do believe is in the franchise's best interest. And Sledgehammer Games has had the past 2 years or 2.5 years, however long, to work on this game. They're getting the full 3-year cycle, regardless of whatever work they put into Ghosts. And I think that the game does stand a real shot of being good. I think one of the big things that the Call of Duty franchise could really use right now is just somebody going out there and doing something really different. Somebody breaking the mold. I know that, developers are contractually obligated to not change so much that it's not recognizable as a Call of Duty game, because then you're fired. But if anybody's really going to change things up, I do think it's going to be Sledgehammer Sledgehammer Games, they were the studio that tried to make Modern Warfare 3 a third-person action-adventure shooter before that whole snafu with everyone from Infinity Ward either quitting or getting fired and forming Respawn subsequently. And then they kind of had to just finish a half-made game with Modern Warfare 3. Treyarch's thing has seemed to me to really just been, we're going to take Infinity Ward's last game and fix everything that was wrong with it. So as far as completely switching things up and doing something different, I think Sledgehammer Games might be the studio to do that. So the gameplay is winding down, but I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. I feel like I missed one or two things, which I might talk about later in another video or update in the description, which you should check out. But for the most part, I covered everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, because this is my first time doing something like this. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, favorite, subscribe, comment, all that YouTube junk. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.